All right, I'm going to make this video. I have a raspy man voice, so maybe some of you will find that ASMR-ish. Anywho, I'm sicker than a dog, and I know you're saying, oh, what do you got now? I don't know. All I know is when I went out yesterday, everyone had the same cough as me. It's just like a, I don't have the regular cough thing or runny nose. I don't know what this is, but it's something. Anywho, I woke up last night at 3 a.m., okay, as per usual, and I went on my phone, which you shouldn't do. You should do something that's not, overstimulating, something relaxing. Walk around your house, go in your kitchen, sit at the table, read, I don't know. So anyways, I see that Bunny XO and Jelly Roll are getting a divorce. What? I'm just getting over Oliver Tree's death. That actually made me really freaking sad. And honestly, there are certain spirits in this world, like certain really positive people that just can't be emulated no matter what. Like certain people are just one of a kind. I know we're all supposed to be one of a kind, but Oliver Tree was someone special. Let me just say that. And yeah, it messed with my head a little bit, just a little bit. I think that something with his record company, that's pretty suspicious. If you're a conspiracy theorist, you don't even have to be a conspiracy theorist. Something doesn't seem right there. It smells foul. Anyways, so yeah. So I see that they're getting divorced in the paper. And I'm like, what? They've just spent the whole year convincing us that everything is all right between them. And nothing is wrong. Nothing is amiss. Everything in their marriage is perfectly fine and perfectly normal. Yeah, including, other relationships outside the marriage. So anyways, do I like Bunny? Absolutely. I think she's charming, but I think that she has a lot of inner little girl healing that she needs to do, because I will tell you what I have a problem with in a minute. I did a video before and then I took it down because let's just say they know some pretty aggressive people, okay? Now, what I will say, sorry guys, that was gross. What I will say is that Bunny XO did a video a little bit ago where she was dancing to Nickelback's, one of Nickelback's songs. Okay, you're probably saying Nickelback. Nickelback is actually very talented, so yeah. Anyone that gets up and makes a song just because you don't like it in 10 years, that took a lot of effort. And let's see you do something so grand. Anywho, so she's like, and then calling him Daddy Chad. Calling the lead singer, Chad. She's calling him Daddy Chad in the video. And I'm like, if I'm with a musician, because we don't know what the future holds, but, typically I don't think I want him as a musician because they go on tour a lot. But then again, if they go on tour, then they give you their credit cards and then you get me time. Maybe it would work out. But anyways, she is talking, she's with Jelly Roll. She is his wife. Okay, a girlfriend and a wife are two totally different things. Your husband, you got to ride for. You're his ride or die. If any other man comes in with a bigger bag or a better looking face, you are staying with your husband. That is the rules of marriage. And because Jelly Roll has a music career, you most certainly are not going to post a song of someone else's with you praising Daddy Chad. And you're probably saying, oh, it's just funny. It's just a little crush she has. Maybe that's her hall pass. I don't know. I found it to be very disrespectful. Like, your husband's in the music world. Go find yourself a athlete or something to crush on. Don't crush on someone else in the music world. That is just my opinion. Okay? And I read into that because that's what I do. And then, I think it was yesterday or today, I don't know. Bunny posts a picture of her in lingerie. Guess what's playing in the background? Nickelback. Do you see where I'm going with this? And I'm like, okay, you poked him once, you poked the bear once. You played another man's song in your video and praised, called him Daddy Chad, all the things. And now your post-divorce, or whatever, I guess it's ongoing divorce picture, to announce your singlehood, is using another Nickelback song. Kind of suspicious. And let me just say, I don't know what the Nicole Arbor situation is going on. I don't want to speak on it. I've heard she's Sue Happy a long time ago, and I don't know what she's really about. But what if it has something to do? What if the divorce has... She said she had something up her sleeve. Whether or not I believe that, I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence. But I do believe some bad things happened to her. I do believe her. I'm not a victim shamer. But what if something escaped the bag, and maybe Nicole Arbor had something on him? Really had something on Jelly Roll or Bunny? Because all this is coming down. What else did I want to say? There was another point that I wanted to make. Yeah, and then when Jelly Roll was accepting his Grammy Awards and everything, let me just say, a woman, behind every great man is a woman, right? They hold it down, all the things. Make sure a man can get up in the morning and put on matching socks, okay? But when he was getting his Grammy, I think it was the Grammy Awards. I don't watch those things. But anyways, they were interviewing Bunny, okay? This night is supposed to be about your husband, ma'am. It's about Jelly Roll, okay? And I know that women want to get, they want to get their credit for standing behind a man and for supporting him and all the things, and being a good wife. I get that. But still, that was Jelly Roll's award night. And as much as you were a part of his success, you can't take credit for that. That is his night. So they're doing an interview with her at the award show. And what does she say? I feel like it's my award too. Something to that effect. I can't quote her directly. And I'm like, no, ma'am. It's not your award. It is your husband's award. If that had been her up there, say she was a musician, right? And Jelly Roll was just her, her husband that supported her through her career. And he had said that on her night, people would be outraged. Absolutely outraged that a man was trying to take credit for a woman's career. But it was okay for her to do it. And that one, I was... That's not something you should say. You could feel that in your heart, and you could say, I'm proud that I supported him through all this. But you don't take credit for his crap. And, as a man, if I was a man, and I had, first of all, I wouldn't have a wife like that. But second of all, I would be aggravated and irritated. That would, I'd be like, yeah, she deserves the credit too. But at the end of the day, I'd be pissed. So anyways, I hate it when these celebrities come on here, like Michelle Obama, right? Through her and the other guy, her husband, president guy, whatever, through their marriage, it's like everything's hunky-dory. Everything's wonderful. We have this beautiful relationship. We've been together for years. But then when the presidency ended, she goes on to dish the dirt on what was really going on behind the scenes. Right? These celebrities make it seem like everything's fine in a relationship. Don't believe the rumors. Don't believe the speculation. But then it comes out that there was stuff going down. And there was infidelities and all the things. And it wasn't so peachy. So what I'm wondering now is what direction is Jelly Roll's career going to take? Because he's going on the Christian, he's on the Christian bandwagon now. It makes money, right? And my problem with Bunny XO, first of all, it's no one's business what route you take, religiously. Your relationship with Jesus is your relationship. I don't want to get into it, but She, she was just doing spell work 6 months ago. She was doing spell work, but saying she was a Christian, paying people to do spells for her and stuff. You can't dance with the devil and then expect to go through the pearly gates. So and a lot of people called her out for that, and then her gang of girls and her are called a coven, which has to do with witches, and her family was witches and all the things. And a lot of people called her out. So maybe Jelly Roll's seeing that doesn't work for his image. Could just be a PR move, this divorce, that she's not on 110% on the Christian, thing. So get her out of the picture and let's focus on my career now. That's maybe what's going on. Because what I see is like, okay, a woman's going to get divorced and you're going to post a pic in your lingerie. Like, first of all, wouldn't you be sad? I think that would be the last thing, that you should be doing. So maybe it just shows her personality in a sense. Like, that should be like a sad time. You're not reached the celebratory stage. Celebratory stage is when the papers are signed, you're free to go, you walk away with your big check, and maybe now you want to heal yourself, and so you post up some picture, I'm going to get my sparkle back or whatever. But it seemed a little early, in my opinion. And what I see in social media right now is that everybody's getting plastic surgery. These are not like your wholesome trad wife types of ladies. Let me just say that right now. Not to judge anyone, but they're pushing divorce. They're pushing separations from their husbands and also the fathers of their children. Okay? They're pushing plastic surgeries, and they're pushing just some sort of independence from men. And, it's nice to be independent from a man. It's not okay to take your child's father away from them because you feel you want to live a dream right now and you don't need a man. That's not okay. And some people have been in a position where they're single, not by choice. Maybe they're widowed, maybe the husband left them, up and left them. But these women seem to be embracing the fact that now they're single and they're here with their children. It's like a new wave of single moms. And I don't like it. I don't like the narrative that they're pushing. I don't like the narrative that they're claiming to be pushing female independence, but yet they're dependent on other things. And that's what the media is. You can be independent, have your own opinions, have your own power, and still be in a good marriage. Just because you're married does not mean that you're not independent. You can't think on your own. You can't choose your own life path. You can be in a healthy relationship and have those things. But what's being pushed right now in the social media with the bigger influencers that get, they get the bag, they get all the endorsements and things like that. It's this new singlehood. And I'm wondering why they're doing that. Is it to appeal to single parents? Is it to appeal to their female audience? Because to me, it's a strange grip on female empowerment. It's, like I said, you can be married and still be a strong-willed woman. That doesn't mean you're bossing your husband around. It means you still have full control of your own life. And that's what I say on here. Just because I get on here and I make jokes and I say certain things, that doesn't mean that a man is allowed to have power over me. Or a man says, oh, she's making a dirty joke. Maybe she's, this or that. You don't get to take that power away from me. That power was given to me through a whole lot of war and fighting for women's rights. That's the difference between us and other places on this earth. So I don't need someone getting on their social media and saying that you're not independent. You're not a full-time woman if you have a full-time man. So that's BS. And another thing that I'd like to say about Bunny, again, I think she has a lot of healing to do. And I think until she heals, she's still going to be in that wounded child victim mode where she's grasping for something. It's never going to be enough that she's going to have to be put on the forefront. Instead of embracing the role as a wife and a parent, it didn't make her money. It didn't give her the notoriety that she wanted. It's left her, you know, now without a man. And it's not, you know, that can be a, you know, it's not a moneymaker. It's not a moneymaker to show a happy marriage and a happy family. You have to create some drama to keep up with the social media demands and PR. And what happened to the kids that they were supposed to adopt? They had a surrogate carrying twins for them, and they should have been due a couple months ago at least. I'm looking at the timeline. They should have been here like a month or two ago, if I'm correct. So what happens to that? Because when you have a surrogate, you sign a contract. Those are your babies. And so is she going to be, are the babies here? I don't know. She kind of did an encryptic post a while ago that the babies were here. But then there was nothing, just flatline. So are the babies gone? Because they were in them. Like the mother was literally expecting these children. It was a boy and a girl twin. So what happened with that? And is she going to be a single mom now if they're here? Is she going to co-parent with Jelly Roll? I have so many questions. But anyways, I'm running on 17 minutes. And at the end of the day, none of this affects my life. I'm just making commentary to make commentary. But I can't wait to see what's going to go down.